Hello and welcome. I got another live gameplay from my local card shop today. Playing against a buddy. I lost. Still working on my deck and twerking it and tweaking it and getting it ready to be better, hopefully over and over. He's talking about Journey to Get It right now, showing me he's excited for the ETB coming out. He wants the sleeves. But anyways, I'm playing a modified poison deck. Actually, the guy I'm playing, it's his original deck, but I modified it for after rotation. And he's playing a new deck that is kind of a little hot right now. It's a, what is it? It's a Sea King deck that lets you, it's like basic Pokemon, one prize card. And Sea King, I think it's like they attack from your top deck. It's an interesting concept, and it's kind of dirty, but like I said, so if you're new, you start out, you draw 7 cards. If you don't have a basic Pokemon, you have to mulligan. We both had basics, so we put them in our starting spot there. And we put out our prize cards, and we usually roll a dice or flip a coin for first. If you're going first, you can do everything except play a trainer card and attack. If you're second act, you can do pretty much everything except evolve. So if you go first, no trainer cards, no, and I mean supporter cards, because you have different categories of trainer cards. You have item cards, tools, stadiums, and supporters. You can't play any of the supporters. You can play an energy, and you can't attack, and you can't evolve. If you're second to act, and that's me, I'm going second, I can play all those cards, I just can't evolve. So, yeah, he's playing his, I'm pretty sure it's a Slow King deck. And I'm over here with the Poison Flygon, I call it my Poison Wall deck, because with Flygon, he comes out, he attacks for 130 for 1 energy, and then you can put him back on your bench and put another Pokemon out there. And if he's got like EXs or Vs in his deck, I'll put out Mimikyu, and Mimikyu's ability blocks all attacks from EXs and Vs. And then, sorry. If he doesn't have, like this deck, I don't think he has any EXs in his deck. So what I would use is the card I have in my starting spot right there, the Petrant. If he's on the field, and what I use is Brute Bonnet on the bench with an Ancient Energy boost capsule. Attached to Ancient Energy boost capsule or Brute Bonnet, his ability allows him to poison both my active and his active Pokemon. With Petrant out there, as long as his active Pokemon is poisoned, it adds 5 more damage counters to it. So it does 60 damage when there's a checkup, which is between my turn and his turn. There's also a stadium card called Perilous Jungle. If I get that out there, that adds 2 more damage counters. So my whole deck is, I get out there with Flygon. I get my Flygon, which comes up from Trapinch, which is also on my bench right now. I get Flygon on the active spot. I use Brute Bonnet to poison both Flygon and his Pokemon, and I put Binding Mochi on my Flygon, which adds another 40 damage points when I attack if my Pokemon is poisoned. So Brute Bonnet poisons me. It turns my 130 attack 1 energy to a 170 attack 1 energy. And I attack his Pokemon, EX, whatever he has, for 170 damage. I then retreat to my bench, and if he's got an EX out there, or a V out there, I'll put Mimikyu out. And that will mean he can't attack my Mimikyu on his turn unless he like bosses orders me out, or Prime Catcher or Counter Catcher. There are ways to get my Pokemon out onto the active spot. But he will then take another 10 points of damage if I don't have Perilous Jungle, because he's already poisoned, so he'll go to 180. If I have Perilous Jungle, he'll go to 2, so it's a 200 point damage attack at that point. If he doesn't have an EX or a V, and he's got a Pokemon out there that's got a pretty high HP, then what I'll do is I'll put Petrine out there, and that'll go from 170 attack, and then his checkup would be 60 more damage if I don't have Perilous Jungle, making it a 230. And then if I do have Perilous Jungle, it would bring it up to 250. So I did 250 damage in one turn. I protect my Flygon. He goes back to the bench, even though he is a pretty tanky little guy. He's got 310 HP. But I'm doing extra damage, so maybe I get that knockout. And if it's not an even if he does have an EX, maybe I'll go for the knockout and not protect my Petrine, because it's only a 1 prize damage card if he takes it. So that's the whole basis of my deck. It's a hit and run deck with poison and a wall. So it works on a couple different levels, and it's pretty good. I've won a couple games with it. I happen to lose this one because I think I made a couple mistakes, and then on top of that, he like I said, he's trying a new deck he built, and he was able to draw into some good cards to help him win. And let me see. So I'm pretty sure his deck is the Slowking deck. Let me think. So Slowking, there's so many different decks I've played that I can't remember all of them now. But anyways, when I kind of see what he's got going, I'll go back to that part. But yeah, so every turn you're going to want to try to attach an energy. You draw a card, you attach energies, play your trainer cards, items and stuff, try to get your bench full, get your Pokemon set up. So for me, it's like, okay, I want to get an Arven so I can get my Precious Trolley, I can get all my bench full, I can get my a tool, and then I can get my Brute Bonnet poisoning right away, so I can start getting 60 damage a turn right off the first turn. If not, I have Squawkabilly in there. Squawkabilly also lets me, like, if I go first, because you can't play a trainer card, but Carmine, she's a supporter card. Carmine is a supporter, but her card allows you to play her on first turn if you have her in your hand. And what it does is it discards my hand, draw 5 cards. So if I have a hand where I can get most of my cards down, or it's a really bad hand and I don't need it, I can discard her, draw 5 cards, and if I get Squawkabilly, I put him down. And his ability allows me to discard my hand as well and draw 6 cards, I believe. So I get 2 fresh hands first turn, and I can get set up pretty quick like that. Yeah, you might have to sacrifice some cards, but it depends. You could have some really bad cards you don't need till like way end game, and you might not make it there. But there are also cards that can also help you get stuff from your discard pile, bring them back into your hand, such as Night Stretcher, Super Rod, Max Rod, energy retrievals. If you need energies, super energy retrievals. Max Rod or Super Rod lets you pick up 3 of your Pokemon or energies and put them back into your deck. Night Stretcher lets you pick up an energy or any Pokemon and put it back into your hand. So yeah, it's kind of like that. And then yeah, see, he's playing Slowking, and what I think Slowking does is you play it with Black Kyurem. I think it's a basic card, and what Kyurem does is his attack allows you to take 110 damage counters and put it on 3 of your opponent's Pokemon. So you Slowpoke or Slowking evolves from Slowpoke. It needs 2 energy to do the attack, and it lets you go into the top card of your deck. So the way it works is you get Slowpoke down, you evolve him, you get your 2 energy onto him, you bring him out into the active. You want to have a Academy at Night Stadium, which he has right here, laying sideways looking at the camera. What that lets you do is you take 1 card from your hand, you put it on top of your deck. So you have the Black Kyurem in your hand, you put it on top. So this way it guarantees you get that attack when you use Slowking's ability. Slowking's ability is, like I said, look at the top card of your deck and use an attack from that Pokemon on your opponent. And you got the Black Kyurem, you get 3 110 counters. So what he did to me was he did that, attacked my Trapinch, which is going to be my Flygon, got rid of him before I could get him up to Flygon, got rid of my Petrant, which was doing the poisoning, and did an extra 110 damage to my Pheasantipity. Not killing it because it has 210 HP, but kind of hurting my progression in the process. Now, what he can do, but he has to discard those energies. So now he's got to rebuild the energy process. But with Xatu on his bench, if he brings his Slowking back to the bench with like a switch card, a rescue board to retreat for free, or whatever, or he's got, then he can use Xatu, which is the little green Pokemon on the bottom under his arm here, to Clairvoyant Sense. That's his ability. What it lets him do is put an energy from his hand onto one of his bench Pokemon and draw 2 cards. So he can do that, get 1 energy on. Then he can attach an energy for his turn, and then if he's got any other way to attach energies, he can do those too. Bring his Slowking back out onto the bench. If he has a Night Stretcher or something to get him another Kyurem from his, because the Kyurem he drew to attack from his deck went to his discard pile the last turn. So Night Stretcher would let him pick up the card, and then Academy at Night put it back on top, and then he can attack it again and use it again. But sometimes, you don't have all that set up to go, so you might have to wait another turn. In the meantime, hopefully I would be able to attack his Slowking and get it out of the game. And he'd have to build up a new one, which he might already have one going, I think. But him taking out my Trapinch made it harder for me because now I have to take an extra turn to get him leveled up, because you can't evolve until on the first turn you put it down. You have to evolve it the next turn. So that's what kind of hurts me on this deck is I have rare candies to go from Trapinch to Flygon and skip Vibrava. But if I don't have that, then I have to go 3 turns to get him to Flygon. In the meantime, he can still knock out my Poisoner and other cards on my bench to get his prizes quicker. And then win the game. And then he Iono'd right now. And that Iono actually kind of hurt my hand that I had going and helped him. So, I was ready to get going. I had, I think, everything I needed to get the next turn going. But unfortunately, he Iono'd it away and I had to draw new cards. But I was able to attach an energy booster to my Brute Bonnet. I do have Latios, which lets me retreat my Brute Bonnet for free. I can bring up the Petrant and do 60 points of damage, but that's not enough to kill him. And that's what I'm going to do to try to, get him damaged and hurt a little bit. So, I put off to the side showing how much damage I'm doing a turn right now. So if he attacks and kills my Trapinch again, which I think he might do on his turn, I'm pretty much done for. You know, he's only got 4 prizes left. He kills Trapinch and Petulant, and then my Pheasantipity already has 110 damage on it. Another 110 would kill it, and that's a 2-prizer. He'd take out 3 Pokemon, but get 4 prizes, which would finish the game. So, my Ionoing kind of really hurt me and helped him, and that's how I lost. But it's the game, you know, it happens. I've lost, I've won. But you live, you learn, you tweak your deck more and more, and hopefully you get to a point where you're really good with your deck. You know how to play around and do what you need to do to get it going. And then you start getting better, more in tune. You can beat decks like, you can beat, any deck can beat any deck. It's just a matter of luck of the draw, of course, and then maybe playing to your strengths and into their weaknesses. You know, so he's going about doing more stuff. He's going to discard, or Drayton, what does Drayton do? I think he lets you look at the top. Yeah, Drayton lets you look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Pick out a Pokemon and a trainer card. Put it in your hand, and the other 5 get shuffled back into the deck, I believe. So there he goes. He's got his Night Stretcher. That's going to get him his Black Kieran back into his hand. He just grabbed a Night Stretcher, and I believed he grabbed... let's see, he doesn't have another Slowking on his deck, on his bench. So the Slowking has to come to his bench to be able to use the Xatu abilities. He can't put it from his hand to his active Pokemon. It has to be to his bench. That's what Xatu allows. Latios, though, allows him to retreat for free if it's basic, which Slowking isn't basic. So he would have to use like a switch to get Slowking back, bring out one of his basic Pokemons, which is like Badoo, or even Fez he has over there. Okay, so he didn't do that. He instead just passed it, which Slowking only has 120 health, so he took another 60 points of damage and died. Brings out his Fez. Fez can take a couple hits because it's got 210 HP, I think. Oh, he brought Latios instead. Latios has 190, I believe, or 210. So Petulant has... Yeah, Latios and Fez both have 210 HP. So it would take about 4 turns to kill him with poison. That's why it's imperative that this turn I get my Flygon going, because otherwise he's going to be able to build up another Slowking and come in and do like 110 damage to 3 of my Pokemon. So I Master Balled. Master Ball, I think I'm looking for Flygon, but I might not have it. Because I only play 2 Flygons in this deck. It looks like I didn't have it. Yeah, so I wasn't... Or maybe I drew in... I Arvened for a Master Ball. Okay, so I Arvened for Master Ball. Getting rid of a couple cards to Master Ball for Flygon. Yeah, okay. So I was lucky. I think I do have a rare candy. But again, like I said, he only needs to come in and take out like my Petulant, my Mimikyu, and my Fez, and he'll have all 4 prizes he's needing. So I gotta hopefully not allow him get Slowking going. Yeah. Because we're coming close to the end here. I don't remember what he was telling me. He was showing me another kind of combo I could use with my deck. So, I think that's a Scizor. I don't remember. But that's the cool thing about the community too, is that like you go play with these people and they'll be like, hey, I know an idea that can help you with your deck, make it a little bit stronger, or maybe help your gimmick a little bit better. And so we're always sharing ideas. Yeah, you get there and you start playing, just go to your locals, go to your locals, play, get to know the people. And also, if you go to a shop, and you get to know the people that work there and stuff, and they'll help you out too with building decks. A lot of shops have pre-built decks. If you don't have a deck built, you can go to your local, sign up to play. They'll help you create a Pokemon ID. You sign up to play and ask for a loaner deck. They'll let you borrow one of their decks they have pre-built there. They have pre-built decks, and you can sit down and play and learn to play the game. You can also go on an off night where there's not a tournament going or something, and just be like, hey, I want to learn how to play. Do you have like a loaner deck? And ask people there that are playing if they can play with you and show you how to play. A lot of people are gonna be like, yeah, it's just a very welcoming community. It's awesome to get to sit and learn how to play. And if you're in my area, come on down to Domino City Gaming, and that's where I play most of the time. It's in El Monte in California. And I'll be there playing on Saturdays. Yeah, so every Saturday I'll be playing. But other than that, just go to your locals, talk to people. If you really want to get into playing, go there, play, learn how to play. You can also play on the TCG Live. TCG Pocket, Pokemon TCG Pocket is actually really good too for for what's it called? Learning how to play the game on a much smaller scale. It's TCG Pocket is a easier entry point than TCG Live or locals, because it's actually like a third of what you actually would do in the full game. But it's good basic learning. You get your Pokemon, your trainers, energies are given to you automatically, so you don't have to like hopefully draw for energies, because some, like my deck for example, only has 6 energies in it. That's 1/10 of the deck. It's a 60 card deck. So 6 energy, I have to hopefully draw it, but I have ways to get it, like earthen vessels and other ways of obtaining those energies in my deck, because I only need one. The only Pokemon that needs energy on my whole crew is Flygon. He needs 1 energy to attack, and I only run 2 of them. So 6 energies should be more than enough to power him on and keep him going. There he goes. He just did his Slowking, Kyremed, and took out a 2-pointer, a 1 prizer, and another 1 prizer, and that's the game. Unfortunately, I couldn't finish him off and get it before he got me, but them's the breaks. But anyways, like I said, if you really want to learn, try Pocket. If you it'll help you understand the basics, and then graduate to TCG Live and start going to your locals. You take your bulk and start building decks. And like I said, if you're really, really, really interested, go to your locals and just talk to people. Everybody's willing to help. Everybody's willing to help teach and learn. But that's it for this game. I hope you found it informative. I hope you enjoyed my little loss. Hopefully, my next video I'll have a win. But I am going to have a Union Arena playthrough video too coming up here soon. I lost that one as well, I believe. Or no, I think I won. I don't remember. But we'll see. And this way I can kind of explain the Union Arena as well. But other than that, that's all I got for you on this one. I hope you enjoyed. I thank you for the little bit of time you came in to show me some love. Comment, like, subscribe if you enjoyed everything you saw here. I do Pokemon videos pretty regularly on Sundays. Also, one-a-day pack openings, and I'm doing a little bit more gameplays like this, and hopefully getting some live playthrough video games as well soon. But other than that, I hope you all have a wonderful week, a wonderful day. Catching all the Pokemon you're hunting for and the packs you're opening, and I hope this interests you in getting into the live. Other than that, I will see you in the next one.